everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Thank you for tuning in once again. Of course, if you're new around here, welcome to the channel. Today you can see we're doing something a little bit different. I have a guest with me. This is Holly.
Hi.
So I thought it'd be kind of fun to have somebody on the channel. When I first made this channel, I wanted to have guests on here, but that didn't really go as planned. Holly's been gracious enough to entertain me and come on here and react with me. But today, because she's never heard of Lorna Shore, we're going to tackle a Lorna Shore song. Now, for those of you who watch this channel, you know that I'm a fan of this band. I'm very familiar with this material. However, Holly comes from more of a death metal and thrash and maybe a little bit of a black metal background. She is definitely familiar with extreme music, but she's not so familiar with deathcore. Now, I think there's going to be elements of deathcore that she's going to enjoy. I think there's going to be some that maybe not so much, but I'm curious to see what she thinks about this. And given that Lorna Shore is the band that really propelled me into liking deathcore stuff, I'm curious to see what her take is on it. So today we are going to react to the Hellfire, which of course is their most popular song. I'm definitely curious to see what you think about it. I do think you will like some of this. I think there's going to be a few moments you might be like, I'm not really so much into that.
Okay.
And this is not my favorite song by theirs, but of course this being the most popular one, I figure this is where we start. So without further ado, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's jump into it. Now we get pretty again. Adam always kills the leads. And there we have it. That's Holly's first time checking out To the Hellfire by Lorna Shore. So based off some of her facial expressions, I can get an idea of some parts that maybe she did enjoy, if not all of it. But what are your thoughts on this? What did you enjoy? What maybe you didn't enjoy?
I was really surprised. There was very little I didn't enjoy. It really captured my attention. Mostly like if I'm watching something for the first time or listening to something for the first time, if it grabs my attention, just like
You get in the zone. You just, like,
yeah. And a lot of the vocal styles, it really reminded me like of the metal that I grew up listening to, where like you got the classic death metal growl, then it goes up to the high pitch, almost like getting into that black metal.
those high screechy vocals.
Yeah, and then you get the double kicks, and then that very classic guitar, and the vocalist was just really in perfect range in every style. And
Will's actually an amazing vocalist.
Yeah,
I would studies on him and stuff where they've done videos where somebody actually put a scope down his throat and they like looked how the vocal folds like move and stuff like that, and his actually moved in kind of a unique way. And that I can't explain that. I don't know all the techniques behind that, but obviously with deathcore you get all these different vocal techniques like tunnel vocals and fries and stuff like that. And me also coming from a death metal background, I don't really know how to differentiate all that stuff and that. Like, I get the gist of it, but to sit here and explain to any of you guys, it's not happening.
I'm wondering now, since you explained that, if he's one of those people that can sing in two pitches at the same time.
It's possible.
Wow.
I had the luxury of seeing these guys live, and they were the big band playing or whatever. But he came out and did guest vocals with another band, and they were already super heavy and sick sounds and stuff like that, and he came out on stage to do and he literally just buried them all on the ground. It was just like everything was just rumbling. It just took over. I was like, wow, his voice is super powerful. Man. It's absolutely crazy. And the crazy thing is that he performs this no problem live. And that, like, there's one take videos online of him doing this, and just one take. And obviously, this has layers in it, because with production, you do that. So, but as a one vocal take, like, he does an amazing job. Like, he pulls it off extremely well.
Unreal.
Yeah, we'll get into those at some point, and I'll show you that.
Okay.
If you enjoyed this, I'm definitely going to show you more. Yeah. This is not my favorite Lorna Shore song. My favorite is probably And I Return to Nothingness.
Okay.
Which is probably not one of their most popular ones, which is why I didn't pick that one. And the thing about this one that I wondered about, because you've mentioned this with some other bands, that you're not always too big on breakdowns.
Correct.
Yeah. Now, deathcore is very known for its breakdowns, so that's why, like, the end of this and stuff, I was like, I don't know how Holly's going to feel about this or what she's going to think. I did think you would enjoy the melodies in this. I did. And that I very much enjoy them. It definitely grabs you. It's powerful. Like, it's very well played and put together.
I really enjoyed the classic just double kick. I'm a sucker for double kicks.
She likes the drums.
I do.
Well, that brings the intensity, and the drums in this are absolutely insane. Like, he does not stop. It's just it was just go, go, go. It's either blast beats or super fast old bass, like, most of the time in this. Like, it's definitely intense.
Yeah.
And as most people who watch deathcore, like, I mean, Lorna Shore is basically the biggest deathcore band at the moment. I'd say between them and probably Slaughter to Prevail, those two bands are probably on top for popularity.
Okay.
So that's why I thought this would be a good place to start.
Yeah.
And that kind of introduce you into this stuff, because I do think there are some bands that won't hit you so hard and that, but Lorna Shore is one that seems to grab a lot of people, so I thought this was a good starting point. So my apologies to all you deathcore fans that are tired of hearing about Lorna Shore.
Sorry.
I just figured this was, I figured it was a good place to start.
It's my first day.
Yeah. So how'd you feel with the video? Did you like the look of the video and stuff, or is it just kind of meh?
I don't want to say meh.
I mean, it mostly is just band footage.
It is, but I kind of did like the simplicity of it. Great fire effects. I mean, Hellfire.
Yeah, exactly. Very soothing.
Yeah. But I kind of like that because it makes you focus on the band more instead of the set and like the artistic part of that. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think bands that do that is fantastic. You get to really see like their imagination and really see like where their song comes from. But with this song, I think it was really good, and it was just more so focused on the music, like creating the music or the kind of intertwining together.
Yeah.
Especially like towards the end, where the pig squeals really come in, but it was like the deep pig squeal.
And then that part with him doing vocals by himself, where it's just
I thought that was fantastic.
that grabs a lot of people's attention.
Well, I think it really tied in with the Hellfire because it went to the pig squeal and then all of a sudden really coming up with that classic demonic sounds of somebody being possessed, or you hear a demon, and then with the Hellfire, I think that really tied in.
It suits well, I think.
It suits really, really well. I'm blown away. Like, I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I
honestly was a little bit skeptical because I did think you would like elements of it, but I wasn't sure if the whole thing would grab you.
Yeah, same. I thought I'd be like, oh, this is cool, but it's kind of miss. I'm kind of like Grandpa, listening to Grandpa metal now because I'm old. But
oh, give me a break.
but yeah, no, I was really, 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 really surprised. So I'm actually really glad that I gave it a chance.
So you want to tackle some more in the future?
Okay.
Twist a rubber arm, apparently.
I'll get off my rocking chair.
So yeah, that's her first time checking this out. We're going to do some more reactions in the future. I'm going to expose her to some more music. I've been doing this for a little while now, so this is a new thing for her. So I figure I'm going to show her some of the stuff that either had an influence on me or just stuff that I particularly enjoy. So, and hopefully you'll come back and do a bunch of this stuff in the future.
Of course. Yeah,
Awesome.
Of course.
So, thank you all so much for watching. If you have a moment to help support the channel, then please subscribe. It helps the channel grow. And pale that like button. And if you'd like to hear future updates, stab the notification bell down below for that. Also, don't forget about those socials down below. You can follow me on all of the major platforms. Of course, the original link is down there. And if you'd like to check out my band, Dagger, we also play symphonic deathcore stuff. There's some links down below for that as well. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your support and taking the time to watch these. Hope everybody has a great day. Cheers, everybody. Stay sick.